Yeah, good morning. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 16th of October 2021. This is just my weekly analysis video where we have a look at all the Forex pairs that I'm trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence methods from my books. So it's the two books on the right. This has to be a record. It's not even 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning. This has got to be the earliest I've ever done a video. But anyway, let's get on with it. Today's a good day as all the coffee shops, bars, restaurants are open after lockdown, which is great. So that's a good news for Da Nang. Probably not good news for my wallet, but anyway, let's move on. Big welcome to everyone that's new to the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching the video. If you do like the video, please hit the like button or subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. And like a lot of these, the trading that I call, all these setups I call them live, or at the time I should say, in my Facebook group, my Telegram channels, and also in Family Man Trading's Discord channels. So you're more than welcome to join any of those groups or channels. I call the trades, as I said, at the time, or an hour, within an hour sort of thing. It's on the daily time frame, so there's no rush. And also post screenshots of all the trade setups, so there's nothing after the fact. It's all done on the right edge of the chart. So let's move along here. Let's first up, we'll have a look what we normally do. We'll have a look at the news ahead for the week. So this is the scheduled news. What we know is coming up for Forex related type economic news. This is from the free Forex factory economic calendar, which is good. Other than it's free, you can filter it to set it up to I just like to see the high impact events, which are marked in red, or the medium impact events, which are marked in orange. And it's in my local time. So me living in Vietnam, this is all in local Vietnamese time, which just makes life a lot easier. Looking ahead at the week, not much happening really. We'll start with Monday the 18th, CPI in New Zealand, Tuesday, just monetary policy meeting minutes from Australia, CPI out of Canada and the UK on Wednesday, then Friday, talking head out of Australia, and the flash manufacturing PMI numbers through Europe and the US. Really not much at all, quiet week all round, so don't expect too much, but remember this is only scheduled. So anything that comes from left field may affect the markets, stuff that's unexpected. All right, now let's go onto the charts. But before we get onto the charts, let's just discuss what's on the charts. So if you're new to my method or my videos, you'll look at the chart, you'll wonder what all the different colored lines, etc. are, what the indicators are. This Word document here explains it all. So it explains what the indicators are, what the moving averages, the settings are. The red and green dots on the chart is called the QMP filter. You can read this, like I always say, pause the video, read this, take a screenshot, do what you will. If I remember, I'll put it up again at the end of the video. Basically, red represents sell, green represents buy, blue trend lines, just something interested, grey, warning. It shows you, geez, I'm having trouble with my S's. It shows you how I designate my buy and sell trade setups on the charts. Like I said, blue's normally buy, red's normally sell. Stop losses, red dotted line, break evens, yellow dashed lines, big numbers, green dashed lines. The bottom indicator is the MACD Platinum. It's a zero lag MACD. If you're wondering what the MACD Platinum is, just a zero lag MACD. If you don't know what zero lag is, what I suggest you do is you just Google zero lag moving average or something like that and explain what the zero lag does. So I'll show you on the charts when we get to it. So as I said, you can read that, take a screenshot, pause the video, and like any of my, let's get onto the charts. So like any of my videos, you'll see plenty of notes on the charts. So pause the video, read the notes. They're normally pretty clear on my thinking on what the trade's all about, if it's high risk or what I'm looking at. So there's a lot of information on these charts, so you can't really go wrong. I understand that English is not everyone's first language, and I'm always jealous of people that can speak more than one language. I'm absolutely hopeless at it, so well done to you guys and girls. Let's have a look at charts. This is TradingView. This is what I use for my analysis. I actually trade off MT4, MT5 and other brokers, but I use the one set of charts for my analysis, and this is with TradingView. This is my watch list on the right. You can see there's a few pairs. I had to be conscious of correlation. There's no use trading all 28 pairs. I'm just trying to use trade examples here, and I don't like to overload myself. If it's highlighted in light blue, means there's trade on, I've taken some action. If there's no highlight, no trade on. If it's dark blue, means there's a trade on and I haven't taken any action as yet. This orange highlight means I'm looking at something coming up, which in this case is a new trade signal for Monday. And these three bottom ones in the pink colour, they're just for more curiosity, just general overall market, US dollar, US 500 and Bitcoin. Just more out of for shits and giggles, really. So let's have a look at the charts. We'll start with the Aussie Cad. Now, like I said, if you read that document prior to this, you'd have a fair idea already what's going on. So this is the MACD Platinum down the bottom here. It's an oscillator, oscillates around the zero level, which is this grey dotted line along here. So there's a zero level, see 0, 0. Now it always goes around that zero level. Generally, I'm looking to sell when it's above the zero level and buy when it's below the zero level. So that's the gist of it all. The QMP, these green and red dots on the price chart. So they form once the candles close. So if, say for example, you're taking this buy up here, the dot appears, except something I'll show you in a minute. The dot appears on the close of this candle, so you're taking the buy on the open of the following candle. So that's how it works. All they are, the QMP filter is a combination of MACD Platinum Cross, or the dots, and another indicator, the QQE Advance, which is not displayed on the chart. Don't need to see it on the chart, but that's just a combination of those two indicators. Now let's have a look here. AusCAD daily, we took a sell here. So there are times you're going to see me leaving. There'll be 2 trades on. There'll be possibly even 3. I don't think I've had 3 yet, but there could be the chance. So we've got a sell here, which you can read the notes on the left for that sell. My most recent trade, you'll see the notes on the right. So this buy here, these notes here refer to that. As I said, the stop loss, the red dotted line. So there's the buy, and there's a stop loss level for that. Here's a sell. It's already had a partial close. Generally, this sell here, when the MACD Platinum goes through the zero level, so on this bearish candle here, in here somewhere we would be, say, closing half of that trade and bringing the stop down. I've since brought the stop down even further, and the initial stop would have been up here above these highs somewhere, would have been brought down to this level just above this high, and now we're bringing it inside the entry level because we've got this buy signal. And this buy signal here, based on this support level, high risk trade, you can see the notes there, and it's going nowhere for the last few days. MACD Platinum below the zero level, take the buy. MACD Platinum above the zero level, take the sell. So that's the AusCAD looking good. Aussie New Zealand, Aussie New Zealand, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Again, 2 trades, took this buy down here. You can read the notes for that. It's a high risk trade, regular bullish divergence, green trend lines, red trend lines, bearish divergence. In this case, hidden bearish divergence. If you listen to me banging on, and I've even actually wrote a book about divergence. Hidden divergence is one of my favourite setups. If you see hidden divergence, I'm loading up on it. It always seems to work out eventually. There's a lot of big words there, but big bold statement, but it generally works out eventually. There's not many times it doesn't. So I'm quite happy to take this signal here, to sell, and it was only 1 day old. It was taken on Friday morning, and it went in my favour pretty well straight from the get-go. So that's a sell there, partial buy on. Again, this is a high risk trade. A couple of options. When the MACD platinum through the zero level, you can start closing out half and bringing your stop up on that buy. Or if you haven't done so, by the time it hits the 50 EMA, then close half out. Generally on pullbacks, you're looking for price to come back to the MAs. Had a bit of a stall there, but then took off again, which is good. So our stop there, we're already taken half off, locking in profit, in good. Sell, and it just gives us some insurance. You could close the buy if you want and just take the sell, but I just like to do it this way. That's just my personal preference. There's no right or wrong way. All right, let's move on. Aussie USD. There's a high risk buy in here. You can see my notes for it. It didn't go anywhere. This was a high risk buy, trust me. I like the fact that there was divergence there, and it didn't really go off and came down. My initial stop was down here somewhere below. It would have been down here below the low here, and I've dragged the stop up. MACD platinum in here somewhere would have closed half. Wouldn't have been many pips. Pull the stop up below this low, and it's continued grinding up, which is great. This green line here for the Aussies is 75-cent level. You'll see it's an important level. If you go back in history, you'll see price tends to bounce off it or around it. It's a big number in the Aussie. But in the meantime, the MACD platinum looks like it still wants to head up, and we're locked in profit. And we're probably, even if this rolled over on Monday and just went straight down through my stop, it'd probably be overall small loss, worst case scenario. Euro Swiss. Lost my voice. Sell back here. This was taken on a trend line break. This initial sell was here. I think I got stopped out, and then the sell signal remained valid. So I draw this trend line across the lows. Bang, nice big drop through there, probably too big. Took the sell in here. And you can go back and watch the videos on that, or the screenshots, have a look at screenshots. It went nowhere for a week or so against me, then it dropped off nicely. If you hadn't already closed half, by the time it hits this previous low here, close in half, bring my stop in, and now it's finding support here. You can see it popped through on Thursday. Didn't go anywhere. I don't know what you call those little ugly hammer looking candles or whatever they are, but there's two of them in a row there, just opposite sort of. So we'll see if this support holds. If not, who cares? We're in a sell. The grey line here is a warning line because there's a green dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level. So I'm in buy mode. Even though I've got a sell on, I'm tightening up my sell and waiting patiently. Patient is the key word for the potential buy. Euro yen, everything's been going swimmingly so far until we get to the euro yen. This is a loss. Now, if you've been on any of these yen pairs, you'll know that we're taking a sell there. I like this setup. It was very tight, very flat. The sell was taken here. It didn't go anywhere for a few days, and bang, off she went. So my initial stop was set up at this high here. If it was a little bit higher, say it was up here somewhere, as soon as you get this buy signal here, you would have closed out. So that is a loss for Jim and anyone else that took it. It looked like it was, yeah. I did make a note. It's probably more range bound. Everything was very tighter in the MACD platinum. Not a great setup, as I said. Just above the zero level, but a valid, just with lower risk percentage. Yeah, but it's popped up, and I didn't catch the buy because it just doesn't fit my criteria. Good luck if you have, but you'll see we've got a couple other yen pairs that we have, so it's no big deal. And every trade's not a winner either. All right, Euro USD. We have two trades on. We have this sell from back here, which is still in play. I took a buy, and that you can read the notes for that one. That's there. Nice little double top, and the trend's down, so that's one I'm gonna, like I said, if the trend's in your favour when you take a trade, give it some wiggle room, give it some room. Don't be in a hurry to close a trade that's with the trend. It's when you start taking these against the trend trades that you want to make sure if it goes against you, get out. But these other ones with the trend, nah. look at market structure. You know, you're always looking at the market, which way it's going. You know, you're going to have a bias in your mind. That's what you're just thinking. So we did take a buy in here. This grey line's just left there to remind me I did take a buy and lost. I'm not sure where my stop was. Probably stopped out, but it would have been under this low here somewhere, and definitely stopped out on that candle there. In the meantime, prices continue down, which is great, and I've tightened up my stop on my remaining sell trade, because that sell trade would have been probably closed out half in here somewhere, and the stop would have been brought down. Now it's even tightened up even tighter. So a few days ago we got a new buy signal. We've got divergence. You can see we've got this big, even though it's marked as divergence, that's a pretty good support of a trend line too. Look at that. It's come down and bounced off it a few times. So we've taken a buy in here a couple of days ago. It's gone nowhere fast. So we've got to buy and we've got to sell on. So we're looking okay, but it's just the buy's not exactly taking off yet. It's a high risk trade. You can read the notes again. Second attempt at it, yeah, you can read all that. Regular bullish divergence. Initial, oh, here comes these lights come up. Don't know how to turn them off. Anyway, there was initial hidden divergence. Remember I said about hidden divergence rarely fails me. Now what I mean by that is here, there's a buy signal based on hidden divergence. Now, when I say I would take the buy, then I'll take the hedge. There you go away. I'll take the hedge sell, then I'll take the second buy. And I can probably guarantee you, no, I can't guarantee you anything in trading, but eventually that will work out. Overall, worst case, overall break even. So that's the Euro USD. Now let's move on. Pound Swiss, new trade signal. Now this is one thing about, the good thing about TradingView. MT4, MT5 don't do this, but TradingView does, and that is presents new QMP dots for Monday open. So basically when the candle closes on a Friday, it knows that there's going to be a new trade signal for Monday. MT4, MT5 don't do that. When the candle opens on Monday on those platforms, then that dot will show. So this is good thing I like about TradingView, gives me a heads up, so I know exactly. Now, if the market opens pretty close to where it closed on Friday, I'm taking this buy. So now, have a look at this. Is that a range-bound market or what? Have a look at the three moving averages. You can see them over here, clear as day. Now, as we gradually go right, have a look. I think they're just about one line now. So, if any market's tight and flat, this is it. Support level here, there was one that just broke a bit lower. So remember, it's not an exact price support or resistance; it's a zone. I just couldn't be bothered drawing in the zones, but here we've got this support again. We'll take the buy, but geez, you know, is it going to break this high? Who knows? And like I say, all sideways markets eventually break out, and you just want to be on them when they do. Because what are we looking at? This is the pound Swiss. If you only traded this pair, so since about April, and you only traded one pair, you're not making too much money. You could probably go down to say a 4-hour chart, and you could probably make an argument that you could work that a bit harder, but even that's still pretty ugly too. So it's not a pair I don't mind trading actually, the pound Swiss, but just so Monday, I'm rambling. Monday, new buy signal, pound Swiss. All right, let's keep on going. Pound yen. Again, it was a range bound, like I said, ranges eventually break, and here's a good example. The yen pairs have been on a tear. So we've got a buy in here, which is all a bit tight. We had, you know, red, green, sort of very, not good. This was based on this support level here. It was all a bit messy in here. It was a higher risk trade, as I mentioned, and it's worked out well. It eventually broke. As soon as you got to this level here, the previous high, you're closing half, bring the stop up, and it's just kept on going, which is great. So it's worked out well for us. That's the pound yen. Pound New Zealand, this is an ugly, sometimes ugly pair to trade with these candles. And you just look at all these dots on the MACD Platinum, all these crosses. that's ugly. But anyway, it ground up. We were in a buy. This buy was, the last trade was a buy here. I just left this grey line on the chart to remind me to talk about it. So the buy was taken in here, and eventually I think we had a stop somewhere. So we closed half. I'm not sure where you would have closed half. It's just a dog's breakfast in there. But definitely tightened up the stop. So worst case scenario on that buy would have been maybe overall small loss, nothing major, or an overall break-even sort of trade, or even a small profit depending on where you got out on half. Definitely would have closed half out though, somewhere in there. And in the meantime, Friday we've got a new sell signal, and it's just gone back to its usual ugly candle self after a big bearish candle. We've gone back to ugly candle. So it's a sell on the pound New Zealand. I can get rid of that line. I just want to. Oh, yeah, my computer's jammed up. Oh, come on. All right, we'll try again. All right, get rid of this line here. Don't need it. All right, moving right along, pound USD. All right, here we go. We got a sell back here. Went through, hit these previous lows, closed half, would have brought my stop down. We got this buy here, which I believe I took, and it was stopped out, which was a loser. And in the meantime, this kept on going down. I left my stop on this buy, previous sell up here still. Then there was a new buy here. This is this one we're currently on. The initial stop would have been down here. You can read the notes for it's a high risk trade again, this buy in here. You can see the MAs are starting to spread. And so I've left the sell on. That's the reason I left the sell on, because we're starting the downtrend starting to form. The buy's going sideways, then it's popped up nicely on, what's that, Wednesday. I gave it another couple of, Thursday, it didn't really take off. It had that, what I'd call it's a bearish candle, but the MACD, through the zero level on the MACD platinum, I'm closing half somewhere in here. It's just going nowhere. It looks like it's stopped out here, but it hasn't, because this wouldn't have been moved until it's already been through that. So the stop's brought up to under these lows here, and Friday it's popped up nicely again to the upside. It's taken the stop out my sell, so the sell's gone, so I'll remove that from the chart. So that sell, I'll just mark it up as purple so I know to go back. Sell, closed half when it got down here, stop there, overall profitable trade. Not much, but didn't get it all obviously, but it was overall profitable. Now we're in a profitable buy. We've already closed half, stops up here. So we're heading in the right direction. So stops moved up, and the sell will be taken off the chart. So just leave it on the charts to show you what happened for the video. New Zealand Cad, sell trade back here, nice resistance level, read the notes there. Come down, once it hit the MAs, big bearish candle, MACD through the close half, would have brought the original stop, which would have been up here, down. In the meantime, it's continued down, dragged the stop down further. Then on Friday, we've hit this support level here, taken a buy trade, which has worked out nicely so far. So we're locking in good profit on the sell, and we're heading in the right direction in the buy. It's a pair I don't mind trading, as I'll probably say every video. New Zealand Cad, if you don't trade it, have a look at it, especially on the higher time frames. It's a slow mover, which is sometimes, it's probably the only CAD pair I like to trade, as you can tell by my watch list, or CAD Swiss there. All right, USD Japanese Yen. This was one that was stuck in a trend, sideways market for a long time, and like I said, eventually they break out. Took this buy back here, got to this highs here, where previous highs were closing out half ashore, bringing the stop up. I did take this sell, that's why that grey line's on the chart there, thinking it's a double top type scenario, and it was stopped out, but luckily the trend is up, hence we no rush to close the buy. Sorry about all these alerts, I just don't know how to turn them off. So yeah, and in the meantime, this thing's headed up and headed up and headed up, And luckily we're on it. We closed out the sell. We had a loss, no big deal, because we're offsetting that loss with a partial buy to the upside, which seems to be going to the moon at the moment. So the yen's showing some weakness. So yeah, that's all right. Let's move on. USD Singapore dollar. All right, we took a buy. I took a buy in here. I know it's a pair a lot of people don't trade, but I like to have a look at it, especially on the daily time frame. It seems to move all right. In Singapore, as I always say, is a beautiful city. Big city on Forex trading too. A lot of Forex traders in Singapore. So yeah, buy here. It's eventually gone up in our favour, and in here somewhere you would have been closing half, bringing the stop up. Had a dip down and just then back up again. So I'm bringing my stop inside the entry level, inside the buy entry level. And it didn't break the previous highs here. So I drew this line, extended this line across from these previous highs. It rolled over, so that's an indication of weakness. Again, we're looking at market structure, just basic stuff. Trend is up, but you look at the overall, the big picture. So we're taking a sell in here, went against us for a couple of days, then bang, down she goes. Thursday, there's a move down through the MAs, and the faint blue line, which you may not see on the video, is through the zero level, the MACD Platinum, against the trend. That's sort of my first sort of early warning sign. So on Thursday, I'm closing half and bringing that stop in a bit tighter. And Friday sort of didn't go anywhere, and it's getting close to my remaining buy stop. So we're looking good on the Singapore dollar. Gold, let's have a look at gold. All right, another one. We had a sell up here, which I'm probably regretting that we got stopped out by the looks of it. All right, sell. Went against me, eventually fell nicely, closed out half, would have dragged my stop down in here. So MACD Platinum through the zero level in this big bearish candle, getting towards these previous lows, close half somewhere in here, definitely. Bring the stop down, pop back up, then pop down again, bring the stop down above this low, this high here. So we're locking in a little bit, can't lose on the second part of the trade. In the meantime, we get this buy signal here based on the divergence. You can read the notes there. High risk traders, the trend seems to be turning down, hence I want to leave that sell on. And it basically went sideways, popped up there a little bit, sideways, then popped up nicely. Took my stop out on the remaining sells, so that will be removed from the chart. I just left it on there to show you for the video where we're at. And now it's popped up, and I thought, here we go, we're going to the moon. All the gold bugs are getting excited on the Telegram channels, etc. Then Friday, bang, the other way. So the buy was here. It's gone sideways. Just look at the MACD Platinum. Definitely on that big bullish candle, close half. On Thursday, sorry, that was moving Wednesday into the 240 moving average there. It's a smart time to close half. If you didn't do it on Friday, candle went nowhere on Thursday. You got plenty of opportunity. Have a look. Close half, bring the stop up, which is what I'm calling. And now we're coming down the other way. So the sell trade's finished. We're in buy. And if it gets stopped out, we're going to make an overall small profit. And in the meantime, MACD Platinum above the zero level, starting to think sell. So it's never ending. All right, so that's it for the three. Now let's have a quick look at the US dollar, which is the broad basket of the US dollar compared to all the other currencies. I'm not actually trading this. I'm actually going to look at trading it because I find it's a chart that actually moves pretty well. And it's just like any other chart. I am playing around on MT5 8 cap at the moment, where you can trade stocks, cryptos, all these obscure indexes, the US dollar, and I'm just trying to work out the spreads, the points, the pips and that, and it looks pretty good. I have opened an account with them, so we'll see how we go. So in the meantime, we had a buy back here which went up, then we get the sell, we got the divergence forming, so you want to get out of that buy or tighten up a buy, take the sell, going nowhere for a while, but start to head in my direction now. US 500, this is the US stock market. It's for months we've been going on how this is just going up. Now we've got a bit of a sideways action. The previous low was taken out in here. Then we got this divergence form here. Last signal was this buy. You know, you start to think, is it going to get up any higher? And here we are at this previous high now, so who knows where it's going to go. MACD Platinum's just about through the zero level. If you did take a buy in here, you'd be looking at dragging your stop up under this low here somewhere, or closing some, reducing your position size or something like that. All right, let's go to the last one, Bitcoin. I am in Ethereum. I wish I was in Bitcoin, but it doesn't matter. It's my 50-50 chance. I probably picked the wrong one, but Ethereum's going up too, just not as well as Bitcoin. There's my phone. All right, so there's a buy in here. MACD Platinum's below the zero level. Another buy signal here. If you closed out, you just wait for this next buy. Generally, I'd be looking to load up on this because it's got a positive bias. So, you know, the dollar cost averaging or whatever. So the second buy would have been taken in here and pretty well straight away, or not straight away, about a week, bang, pop straight up, and it's just continued up. This level's the 50,000 level, and we're thinking we're at the 60,000 there. So we broke through 60 and it's heading in the right direction. So it's Bitcoin. So that's it for the charts, folks. Let's bring up that Word document in case you missed it or wondering what a certain colour line was. Have a look at that, have a read of that. Thanks for watching the videos. Like I said, if you do like the video, please hit the like button or subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Again, you can join any of those groups. All these trades are called at the time, the right edge of the chart. I'm not one of these, this is the trade I would have taken sort of thing. I know I do it with my trade management, but I'm calling the trades, show you the losses, the wins, just not cherry picking. It's always harder. Okay, folks, enjoy your weekend, stay safe wherever you are, and thanks for watching. Cheers.